Welcome, everybody. I'm Gold Leader. I'm joined by Patronus. We're home-based games, and it's Magical Monday.
We're back to our tournament bracket this evening as the battle of professors, I would say. I know Madam Hooch isn't technically a professor, but she's an instructor at Hogwarts, so we'll give her the cred. Of Hooch versus Snape.
Yeah, so we're out of cool swaggy booster packs to open.
Yeah, they're already back with Perez Dev.
They're already back with him. And thank you again for letting us borrow those. So we're back to Constructed and our Triwizard tournament. And the bracket is up there, and it looks out of whack because I screwed it up one day.
That's okay.
I just went out of order accidentally one day, not realizing.
Correct.
My brain was not firing on all cylinders at
It's
like
all good.
11 o'clock at night when I was working on the decks.
Yep, it's all good. Sometimes weird stuff happens. No biggie, but we are on the right side of the bracket with Hooch versus Snape, as we said before, and we're going to get going.
Yeah, so...
This is a very weird Snape deck.
Yeah, I don't know what...
It's all characters and adventures. There aren't even any lessons in this deck.
Wait, what?
There are 0 lessons in this deck.
So straight up adventure control.
Yes. Adventure character control. Mostly characters.
Yeah.
The only... And I guess we can go through the deck.
So that deck just straight up loses if you play again... Well, if...
100%. If
Dumbledore's Suspension?
If you play Dumbledore's Suspension, this deck probably loses. Correct.
Are there any in the sideboard?
So the only cards that are of a color that are played are these 8.
Lockhart's Hair Care Potion, I'm assuming.
And Magical Master Remover, yes. The things that allow you to play characters for cheaper and then discard them. So
and
you
they
get
both
to use
only
them again.
cost 1, so you just use
Correct.
Snape.
You just have this guarantee potions from Snape. So I'll just kind of flip through. So 4 copies of Lockhart's Hair Care. And then 4 copies of Magical Mess Remover.
That makes sense.
Yeah, exactly. That is it for colored sources.
Happy Magical Monday, Vaughn.
Hello, buddy.
We are just going through the decks. We were just talking about this Snape deck that she's talking about.
It's so weird.
it's straight up like a Snape character control deck.
Essentially, yeah.
And there are no lessons in the deck.
0. Yeah,
there are 0 lessons. The only lesson is provided by Snape.
Correct.
So if Dumbledore's Suspension comes out, you can't play 8 of the cards in the deck.
Yeah,
which seem kind of important.
Yeah, they're important cards.
They
I mean,
seem
if they're already in, at least if the Lockhart's Hair Care is already in play,
then it doesn't matter.
It's not as bad.
What if they destroy it?
That's horrible. All right, so then as far as adventures go,
or they bounce it, or any other...
that would just be horrible. Yes, exactly. 100%, yes. So there's 4 copies of Pep Talk.
Ugh.
4 copies of Riding the Centaur.
Okay, that's irrelevant.
4 copies of Hagrid Needs Help. 4 copies of Escaping the Dursleys, and then those are all of the adventures.
At least I don't have to play against Caught by Snape, I guess. I hate this deck already.
I kind of hate it too.
It's all adventures.
Yeah, it's like, well, these are the characters. I mean, look at this. This is characters. Yeah. This is more than half of the deck is characters.
The deck's like 60% proxy because we don't have 4 of all those characters too.
Well, and plus there's characters in the other decks that we still have assembled from earlier.
Yeah, there seems to be certain characters like Peeves, Pearl, Filch, Seamus, that are like
they're in tons
of decks as 4-ofs.
Yes.
So it's like you would need like if you were like
you need like 20.
Yeah. It's like
it's crazy.
It's like playing Star Wars TCG, and imagine only owning 4 Jawa Sandcrawlers.
Yeah, it's just,
like you would just kill yourself.
For sure, yeah. So for the characters, there are 4 copies of Fred and George to let you do the things with the adventures, I'm assuming. 4 copies of Peeves, because that's one of the ways that you're going to win this match. 4 copies of Colin Creevy.
Oh, of course, Colin's in here too. It's another card that I just wish I don't have 4 of.
4 copies of Seamus, speaking of Seamus. 4 copies of Griphook, which again is another way that you win.
That's another card that, yeah.
Yes, for sure. 4 copies of Filch. So, yes. 4 copies of Madam Pomfrey to shuffle any of the cards in my deck into my deck because none of them are healing cards. Yeah. 4 copies of Hannah Abbott, which grabbed some of the
lets you
the
get
nicer
cards
printed
back.
ones. And then 4 copies of Quirrell.
All right.
So yeah.
Interesting.
This is not my style of deck.
Not me either.
But you love Quidditch, so I'll play it.
If you want to play the Quidditch deck, I'll play that deck.
It's
It doesn't.
okay.
I get to play all the fun decks usually, so
That's because I love you. Normally, I'll let you play the fun decks.
at least the
go
decks
ahead.
that I deem as fun.
Yes.
So this is just a straight up Quidditch deck,
Yes, it is.
and it's got what? 5, 10, 19 Quidditch lessons, which seems about right for Quidditch decks. As far as matches, it looks like we've got 2 Hufflepuff matches and 2 Slytherin matches. I'm sure there's 3 3-month-long match. I'm surprised that's not a 4 of. Clean sweep, we just have 1. Quidditch through the ages, we got 3. Then we also have the good old staple of Searching for the Snitch. It's another 3 of. Bluebottle Broom. I've never seen this card.
Yeah, and it's an original card, too. I was a little surprised.
Okay. Bluebottle Broom, 1 copy. I mean, you can search it up.
Yep.
So maybe that's why it's there.
Yeah.
Oh, it's got Bludgers?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. This is a card that I've tried to get to work so many times.
Yep.
And I've just failed miserably. So it'll be interesting to see how this deck works.
Mm-hmm.
It's probably a little easier with Revival, but when I was playing Classic only, just like the number of times I would play this and then my opponent would just like bounce it with Dobby's Disappearance.
Mm-hmm. Well, this deck is pretty much all original cards aside from 2. The sideboard is pretty much all Revival.
Okay. So there's actually 3 copies of this Bludger. And this person also did lots of 3s. I don't think I've seen 4 of a card yet, which is interesting. But okay. Maybe 4 fouled? Yes. That's our first 4 of. Fouled. Makes sense. One of the best Quidditch cards. Powerball. Wow. Okay. Or Power Shot. That's a 2 of. Ouch. Uh-oh. Destroy your hair care potions?
I think so. Oh, no.
Oh, no, that's ouch. That deals damage. That's a 3 of.
Mm-hmm.
Quick Thinking. That's a 2 of. Power Play. That's a 3 of. And then we got a Bludger in the stands. We got 2 of those. 4 copies of Catch the Snitch. This is probably the one of the few foils that I'd actually really like. I probably would keep that. 4 Catch the Snitch. Cobbing. We got 3 copies of Cobbing. 1 Nimbus 2000. I will say, I give this deck a flavor win for being like a true Quidditch deck. 2 copies of Mid-Air Collision. Card I've never played.
That's the Revival card.
And then the Revival card is a Quaffle.
Yep.
We got 2 copies of the Quaffle.
So, Vaughn, it's Power Play and Penalty Shot. Yeah,
Oh, what
right.
did I say? I said the wrong thing.
Power Shot, I think.
Power Shot. Sorry.
Yeah.
Penalty Shot and Power Play.
Yep, you're
which
right.
actually makes sense. Hockey references there.
Yeah.
Yep. Penalty Shot and Power Play.
Alrighty. So I have a feeling I need a bunch of my little markers for tracking when characters have activated their once per game effects.
Yeah, probably.
Because I'm going to have a lot of that happening.
It'll be interesting it'll feel good to play some like
real
decks as opposed to our limited decks, which were just straight jank.
Yeah. Sometimes I like playing jank though.
It was fun though.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, God,
this deck is so thick because it's like pretty much all proxies.
Like
it's like double sleeving everything.
When you play like limited and your deck's only 40 cards.
Yeah.
Like anytime you resolve like a big play, and a big play would be like dealing 5 damage to your opponent. Right. It's like, oh man, I just got wrecked.
Yeah,
like,
for sure.
Because you start the game with drawing 8 cards, so you're already down to a 32 card deck.
Mm-hmm.
Then when you get hit for 5, it's like,
massive.
Oh my gosh, it's huge. It's it's literally a fifth of your deck left.
It's crazy. One of the weird parts of constructed like that.
Yeah.
Is some of those damage dealing effects that hit your deck are even more powerful.
I will say that healing gets a lot better in those situations.
Totally.
Healing was interesting. Like that one game.
There was
that one game that I won with 1 card left in my deck.
Yep.
And it was because I was just healing with the starting wizard action.
Mm-hmm.
It was fun. If I didn't take that line of play, I would have got destroyed.
Yep. True.
It was awesome too because you played the big potion on me to hit me for a bunch, and that was the last card I played on you. The same exact card.
Yep, that malevolent mixture came back to bite me.
Yeah.
All right.
Which is funny because I couldn't have got to the last card without you playing the malevolent mixture. Yeah. It was a pretty awesome match.
Oops, that's the wrong one. I saw red.
What is that?
It's just a regular die. But I saw red, and I knew I was looking for the red one.
All right.
What are we rolling for?
We're going to roll for money.
Money? All right.
We're rolling for money. I'm feeling...
I got one.
All right.
Feeling rich today?
Well, I did a lot of buying and selling this weekend. Mostly selling, not buying.
Yeah. Well, one.
One. Apparently didn't sell enough.
One again? But lightning bolts, man.
I know.
Holy cow. All right, I beat you. And you got 3 hearts, man. All right.
It means I'm an honest seller.
Fair enough. All right, so I'll be on the all-powerful play.
Sadly, wasn't selling any Harry Potter stuff because I really don't have extra Harry Potter stuff.
Yeah.
But in all of my sales posts, I was like, we'll trade for Harry Potter cards.
Yeah.
Not a single person offered some Harry Potter cards.
Surprising.
Sad.
So the question is, how hard does this deck want to mulligan for...
Well,
I think there's only the 4.
The 4 Lockhart's hair care potions?
It.
Yeah.
So I don't know that I want to... Having only 4 of those in a deck of 60 makes it really hard.
I feel like if you don't have it in your starting hand, you could just mulligan because you don't even need to draw lessons.
True.
That's kind of just like you get a free shot at getting the hair care potion in your opening hand.
Yeah, I mean, I guess you're not wrong. Let's try it.
I don't know.
I don't know the answer
But it
either.
Seems like that is kind of a...
I feel like if I get a Lockhart's hair care early, I'm like probably way ahead.
I agree.
So maybe it's worth seeing what happens.
I mean, how bad can your hand be? It's 7 other cards with...
Oh, it's all characters.
With all characters.
It is all characters.
So
some of them are good characters, but it is all characters.
I mean, I saw your list of characters. There was no bad ones.
Right.
The only way you could get a worst hand is if you got, like, say, a hand of, like, 5 adventure cards.
Correct.
That would be terrible.
Vaughn, you're the best. He says, honest Slytherin? Sure. That giant squid thing is cool, too, Random Wonders. That looks very interesting in chat, I will say.
I love the emojis.
Yeah. That's the thing about Twitch.
So
All right, so I'm going to try to strip this back and see what happens.
All right, cool. And I'm going to draw my hand. And I actually have to, like, play the game and put lessons into play. So.
Yes, you do. Wait, did I do that wrong? Am I supposed to shuffle this in?
Yes.
Sorry. You have to remember what game I'm playing right now.
We haven't had that role in Star Wars TCG in a couple of years now.
I know. I was honestly just thinking about playing actual Magic.
You don't discard actual Magic cards either.
Really? Gosh, I don't know what I'm thinking.
The Star Wars TCG original Mulligan rule, where you just discarded your hand and draw new cards.
I guess.
I don't know what you were doing.
I don't know what I'm doing either.
My hand's interesting. It's not good. But, like, I have resources to play my cards. So does that matter? So I could do this. That doesn't help me do anything. I'm gonna mulligan.
Okay.
I had an interesting hand. I had 4 lessons, a match, a broom, and a searching for the snitch. That was my hand. So it was like I could play a match on turn 1 with a resource.
Right.
I could play a resource on a turn 1. Turn 2, I could like search the snitch for a card to play.
Sure.
But that's like on turn 2, all I'm doing is searching for a card to play, and then playing a lesson to get to 3. Like, I don't know. Like, it didn't seem like I had a hand.
All right. Well, we still didn't get block art, but.
Okay. All right. You're up.
All right. I suppose we're going to start.
And let us know what you guys think about the overhead cam. Like, are the cards hard to see? Do we need to be, we were discussing it literally, do we need to be zoomed in more and have like less play area? I don't feel like I need a ton of space for Harry Potter. The board states don't ever really get crazy. It's not like Magic where you just could go really wide.
Yeah, I don't know. We'll find out. We'll experiment.
I'm just curious what you guys are watching, what you guys think.
So Hagrid needs help. You get 1 fewer action on each of your turns to solve. You take 8 damage.
Okay. So I just get 1 action now?
Correct.
Okay. Draw. So that's like turn 1. And so if I solve it now, I still only get 1 action, I believe.
Correct.
I
For
mean,
this turn, you still only get the 1 because it like sees the start of your turn.
I'm not going to play with 1 action the whole game, so I'll take 8.
Yep. You may draw 3 cards.
Joy. Do I want 3 cards? I do. Might as well.
Go ahead.
Okay. So I get 1 action.
Mm-hmm. And you're done. And you're done. 1 action.
1 action. Yep, that's it. I played a lesson. I'm done.
Man, feel like that's the way of this deck.
Just do what you gotta do.
Second copy of this thing.
Okay. Draw.
Mm-hmm.
All right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
You may draw 3.
All right.
Go ahead. Take your action.
Slytherin Match.
Sure.
Go ahead.
Let's do 15, right?
This is deal 15.
Okay. Like Colin.
Okay. What does he do again?
You may use an action to draw 3 cards and then make your opponent draw 3 cards.
Okay. My turn. Draw.
Yep.
Alright, so 1 action. And 2 actions. You're up.
I think we just take this opportunity to play Griphook.
Okay. That kills creatures?
No. Once per game, you make your opponent discard his or her hand, then your opponent draws as many cards as he or she discarded this way.
Okay.
Which I'll just use.
Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay. Alright.
Well.
That doesn't deal me any damage.
I just...
You made me discard and
Oh,
draw
that's
cards.
true. I guess
so
that doesn't count.
yeah.
You're right. You're totally right. 100%. I was just thinking, oh, I'm making you
No,
draw cards, but
definitely not.
you're totally right. I'm dumb.
Alright, my turn.
Yep.
Draw. Pretty sure I misplayed this. Oh, I've got 4. Okay, so I'll play this for an action, and I will just play Ouch, deal you 5 damage, and then if you have any cards in your hand, you have to choose and discard 1. And it's your turn.
Let's use an action to have us each draw 3 from Colin.
Vaughn, I think I'm pretty sure there is a Pomona Sprout deck in this tournament with the herbology stuff.
You have to draw 3 cards.
Okay.
And then I'm gonna play a hair care potion.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Draw. We'll follow you for 4 damage.
Okay.
And we'll play Ouch for 5.
Okay.
And I'm done.
Let's use 1 action because of my hair care to play Seamus.
Okay.
Then I will discard 2 copies of Riding the Centaur to get an extra action. I have 2 more actions. First will be...
You only have you only have 1 action left because I followed you, so you only had 1.
Oh, okay.
So you had 1 to play him, and then you can.
And now
discard.
I still have 1.
You
okay.
still have 1.
I forgot the fact that that takes away an action. All right. So then, second action, I think, is to play Fred and George.
Okay.
So any of my sideways cards can come in with 1 action.
Huh? Oh,
Adventures.
the adventures. Okay.
Yeah, adventures are one. All right, I'm done.
Okay. All right, I'm gonna follow you.
Okay, so 4.
Yep. Which will finish off this match.
Yep. So heal 15, I think.
Heal 15. It's 12. 3 more. Okay. So that was one action.
Mm-hmm.
And 3-month-long match. You're up.
Draw. So I have one action, right?
Just one.
Okay, so let's discard second copy of Seamus and a copy of Hannah Abbott to get an extra action. So I still got 2. And let's play a Pep Talk.
Okay.
And play a copy of Hannah.
I don't think there's an owl deck, but I know I'm pretty sure that we had a Pomona Sprout plant deck.
Yeah, I know we had an owl deck in our last
tournament we had an owl deck. I think this
Yeah.
time we also just did the decks that people submitted. So
Yes,
the next time we do a tournament, if there's a deck that you want to see, submit it.
Yeah, totally.
You also get prizes too if your deck wins. So that's something that people got to keep in mind. All right, my turn.
Yes. So the first action has to be to draw a card on each of your turns.
Okay. Unless I solve it.
Unless you solve it, which is show a card with printed power 8 or more.
Okay. Okay. Right, so I have to draw.
Correct.
Okay. I'll play Searching the Snitch for an action.
Okay. Done.
I'll reveal Midair Collision.
Yep.
To get rid of the Pep Talk.
Okay.
And I'm done.
You may draw 2 cards.
No, thank you.
Nope.
Good.
Draw.
Yep.
Let's play a copy of Peeves.
Okay.
Use his once per game ability. We both discard our hands and draw 7 new cards. So 1, 2, 3.
Okay.
5, 6, 7. Then I will. Let's just use Colin to draw 3.
Okay.
Go ahead.
All right. Play Catch the Snitch.
Sure.
Deal you 15.
Okay. $11, $12, $13, $14.
Whew. That's what I thought.
Close.
I thought I was losing that game for sure. I made a really bad plays early on, drawing those extra cards. I forgot about the characters that make you discard your hand and draw equal to your hand size. So you don't want to draw cards. Kind of like a trap.
Yeah.
I totally forgot about that.
Yeah, that was close. Definitely a close one.
Yeah. Well, the heal 15 saved me because I put all of the Catch the Snitches that were discarded.
Right.
So my deck, when you made me draw that last 7, my deck was just juiced with cards.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Couldn't quite get there.
Was not looking good for Quidditch, but I mean, just dealing 15 in a turn out of nowhere is pretty powerful. So.
Yeah. For sure. Not a small feat.
Oh, I guess I need to sideboard. I don't know why I'm doing this.
No, that's fair. Those Riding the Centaurs definitely need to come out of my deck.
Yeah, it's just a dead card. Except for when I sideboarded all these creatures. All these Quidditch creatures.
All right, so my sideboard is 4 copies of Locked In. 4 copies of McGonagall. I guess it's really just there to prevent somebody else's adventure if I don't have Filch in play. And then 2 copies of Cauldron Cakes. Choose up to 2 non-healing cards from your discard pile and put them on the bottom of your deck, then draw a card. So
I've got a new... These are all revival cards. Here's a card called Circling the Goalpost. I can do 3 damage to an opponent, then draw a card. At the end of each of my turns... Or no, it says at the end of each of your turns, if this card is in your discard pile, and a spell did at least 5 damage to an opponent, you may discard a card from your hand to put this card into your hand. Interesting. Doesn't seem like I'd be sideboarding that in this situation. I'm going to have way more cards than I even want in my hand.
I'm just going to sub the 4 locked-ins for the 4 Riding Centaurs.
Swallowed Snitch. During your turn, if your hand contains at least 4 cards, and you discard this card play, if you do, discard your hand to win the current match. Interesting. So it's another way to win a match. Okay. Then, Book of the Banshee. There's 2 copies of this Quidditch card.
Break with a Banshee.
Oh, Break with the Banshee, sorry. During your turn, you may discard this card from play. If you do, choose a non-healing match with a printed power of 1 in your discard pile. Play it as if it were in your hand. Interesting. I like that. Getting back a good match.
Mm-hmm.
And then we have Pre-match Handshake. Each player searches their deck, may take 1 lesson from their deck, reveal it, put it into their hand. Then each player shuffles their deck. Then you may put a lesson from your hand into play. Sounds good for me.
Yeah, seeing as I have 0 lessons. Yeah, seems
Lastly,
one-sided.
Oliver Wood. Once per game, when one of your spell cards needs power, does damage, you have it do 8 more damage. So this is a once per game to deal 8 damage. Interesting.
All right.
Don't know how that would help me.
I mean, it's just...
It's 2 actions to deal 8 damage.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure.
It might be a little slow with this matchup.
Yeah, I don't know if that's going to help me. Pre-handshake helps me search my deck, get a lesson, reveal it, put it in your hand. So that card's okay. And then the book that lets me get back my matches.
Mm-hmm.
Matches seem good to me. And then even the cards that just let me win matches, those cards seem okay.
Yeah.
The question is,
do I have
dead cards in my deck that don't help me in our, which is probably do. Yeah, penalty shot I don't want in my deck. I'm not just taking an action to draw 3 cards. It's just a dead card. Okay.
Vaughn, I'm not sure who submitted that deck. It's totally possible that it was Sammy.
I don't think this was a Sammy deck submission.
I don't know.
I don't know off my top of my head, but I don't think this was a Sammy brew.
I like that, they definitely went. I mean, I would love to see some of these revival cards in the main outside of just the 2 Quaffles, but I like that at least whoever submitted this is dipping their toes into the waters of the revival cards with the sideboard, because 9 of the 10 cards were revival for the sideboard. So I think that's cool.
So it definitely taken out the 2 penalty shots. The question is, what am I putting in for him?
Oh, really, ABT? He said that they just interviewed Sammy and he did some mic drops about upcoming sets. Should be out by the end of the month.
Nice.
As in, like, a day from now? Or end of April.
Like, ABT, did you, do you have, a channel or something where you, interviewed him? Or was it for an article? What was it for?
I think it was for a podcast, maybe? That's what Vaughn's thinking. End of April, yes, podcast. All right, there we go.
So what cards would help me the most here? This one helps me win a match. This one gets me a non-healing match back. This one lets me search my deck for a lesson, reveal it, put it into my hand. Each of shows it, then you may put a... So this one just ramps me a lesson. I could search and put it into play. And that seems good. Let's try that.
As I say, we're just, keep those cards so you can back.
Yeah. Our fancy proxies, guys. But hey, it works.
It does. Gets the job done.
Well, one day I might have to spend some money and get some real proxies. It's not expensive.
I mean, we have to proxy a lot of the original cards anyway, because we just don't have enough copies to keep 8 decks afloat. So, hilarious. All right.
I wonder. I haven't talked to any of the revival guys about the news about Gen Con being happening. I wonder if they're planning on going. It's still quite a while away.
Yeah, a lot can change between now and it's middle of September.
Yeah, middle to end of September. It's the 3rd week of September.
Yeah, I know they pushed it.
Yeah.
Which I can't blame them for. I wouldn't.
No, I think that was smart. Obviously, they've got to figure out how many people can be around. We got to see about vaccinations. We're not vaccinated yet, but I'm dying to get vaccinated.
Yeah. But by summer, we should have
Yeah.
a much clearer picture, just
Yeah, I
in
agree.
general, where we as a country are at with that.
Yeah.
Whether or not we can actually all go to Indianapolis for
Well, they were
Gen
saying
Con.
on the news the other day that they're like they're on pace to like double their initial goal. So
Won't know until we get there. That's the beauty of it. I think I'll try it. So,
I will as well.
all right. Draw. Let's go with a Pep Talk.
Okay.
So your first action has to be to draw a card.
Mm-hmm.
You have to reveal a card with printed power 8 or more to solve.
Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, so I have to draw. I'll play a lesson.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Go with my hair care potion.
Mm-hmm.
And let's just get Madam Pomfrey out there.
All right. Draw. Must draw. And I only get one action. So we will just play a lesson. Say go.
Mm-hmm. I realize now that Pearl is also equally dead in my hand.
Yeah.
Didn't think about that.
Yeah, it's a total dead card.
It's okay. Let's draw a card.
I'm sorry, Vaughn. You have a fear of flying?
And draw a card.
Go.
Let's get Hannah and Griphook into play.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead. I have a feeling Pep Talk is keeping me alive.
I'm dead. Pep Talk is a stupid card. Done.
Seamus. Discard 2 copies of Professor Quirrell to get another action, which will be to draw a card and draw a card.
Done.
Okay. Draw.
Sorry, it's a 3-month-long match.
Let play a second copy of hair care potions just as insurance because I don't have a lot of better stuff to do. And play a copy of Peeves.
Mm-hmm.
And discard and Escaping the Dursleys and a copy of Pep Talk to take one more action, which is just going to be to draw a card.
Oh. Go.
Sad thing is, like, I don't even want to use some of these things. Well, I guess I could. I don't need to get super. I guess let's use Griphook's ability to make you discard your hand and redraw it.
Yeah.
Okay. Then let's just discard 2 cards to Seamus. Get an extra action, so I got 3 actions right now. So let's, I guess, just use Peeves. Make you, oh no, I don't want to use Peeves. We want to first, you know what, I think I'm just going to draw a bunch of cards. Yeah, that's fine. Draw 3. Go ahead. Solve.
Play Searching the Snitch. And then I'll solve the stupid thing.
Yep.
Not draw any cards. I'm done.
Draw. Let's do.
Oh, I was supposed to draw for an action.
Oh, sure. Let's just do Magical Mess Remover to discard Griphook. Discard a Pep Talk and a Hagrid Needs Help to Seamus to have 2 actions still. Let's play Griphook. How many cards you got in your hand?
12.
Yeah, might as well. Doesn't get much better than that. And play Fred and George. Go ahead.
I'll play Power Play.
Okay.
Deal you 7 damage.
Okay.
I can only play the card if there's a match in play.
You got it.
I'll play Fouled.
Okay.
Deal you 4. That's it.
Okay. Let's.
I don't know if I don't know if Quidditch is getting there this game.
Use Hannah. Discard a Lockhart's Hair Care and a Filch for the Magical Mess Remover. I did that right?
Yeah, I just wanted
Trade. Oh, actually, I can get a second one. The second card. Trade 2 from your hand for doing your discard.
Mm-hmm.
What I even want. We will discard a couple of Pep Talks to Seamus to get myself one extra action. I think I only actually have one.
You only
more,
have
though,
one
right?
action
Okay.
total.
Yeah.
Which you've already used, right?
No, I just did. I used Hannah's ability.
Okay.
So I have 2 actions because I just discarded 2 cards to Seamus.
Okay.
So first action will be to play the Magical Mess to discard Griphook.
Mm-hmm.
Second action will be to play another Griphook and use it.
Okay.
And use Peeves to discard your hand and draw 7 new ones.
All right, game over.
Silly characters.
It's not the characters.
And the silly adventure.
It's the
said
adventure
you basically
cards.
couldn't play the game.
Yeah, the adventure card that said I can't play the game.
Yeah.
That's what does it. Yeah, some of the adventure cards were so poorly designed by Wizards of the Coast. It's so strange too,
They
because
just feel
like
very, very horrible.
it's just a weird thing because like for years, like Wizards of the Coast was trying to get rid of they were trying to get rid of like land destruction. Like in the early days of Wizards, like the late 90s, they were like starting to get rid of land destruction in the game because it like just prevented people from playing the game.
Yeah. Actually, I have quite a few dead characters, to be honest with you. Think about it. Because Filches don't do anything against you, and Pearls definitely also don't do anything. Fine. Bound to have some cards in your 60 cards that don't.
It doesn't really matter. You have ways to discard them and get use out of them with.
Yep. It's true. With Seamus.
Yep.
Gonna swap out 2 corals for 2 cauldron cakes because I might actually use those. Coral is gonna do nothing but get discarded.
I'm gonna sideboard in these things to let me get matches out of my discard pile. I don't know if it's gonna matter. Basically, it seems like if you play a first turn match that I can't solve, I just lose.
Yeah.
Adventure, I just lose.
Yeah.
And you can simply do that because your deck doesn't care about playing any lessons.
Correct.
So you could just be like, all right, first turn, I'm gonna play this.
Right. Exactly.
And there's no answer to it.
Quidditch has probably more of an ability to beat it because it has some high cost cards, but it also depends on how you build your deck, obviously. But
I mean, I had a lot of outs. Well, because I could like search for Snitch in my deck for something, but I literally just didn't draw one for many turns.
yeah.
Vanishing Referee, I don't know if it would help. There are certain adventure cards where you can't play a spell to get rid of it. I forget what Vanishing Referee does. I think it has something to do with adventure cards.
All right. Oops.
All right. We will see how this goes.
So I think the referee choose a non-healing character in play other than a starting character and shuffle it into a deck. Take away one of my
Characters?
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe that
one
would
of the
be
ones
good.
that's helping, like Seamus or something.
Yeah.
Good.
Yep.
Yeah, I guess this. We'll roll with it.
All right, draw. Lesson, go.
I guess. And guys.
Yeah, the cards the creatures were, or the characters were like killing me. They were like the win condition, but like I feel like I could erase them if I could have taken 2 actions a turn.
Totally, 100%.
But it took me 6 turns to be able to get to 6 lessons.
Yeah.
So the single copy of Pep Talk is what killed me.
Yeah. I mean, we're just gonna play this game apparently. Escaping the Dursleys.
Yeah, Vaughn, competitive, like this type of deck is very, 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 very punishing.
Yes.
Yeah. These character deck control decks are incredibly meta.
Yeah.
Your opponent can't use actions to play any cards except lessons. To solve, your opponent has to discard their hand.
Yep.
All right. So it's another thing where I just can't do anything.
Play lessons.
All right, my turn. Draw. All right, well, I will play a lesson and then discard my 6 cards.
Okay. You may search your deck for any card and put it in your hand. That's your reward.
Okay.
You can show the stream. You don't need to show me.
All right. That's what I took.
Okay.
Done. Oh, no, wait. I get an action still. Yeah, because all I did was play a lesson, and then I completed the thing. So I still get to take a second action. It doesn't say I can't take an action now.
Yeah, I guess.
I'm going to draw a card when I'm done. Actually, no. I'll search for a broom.
All right.
Let me take a broom card. Search for a broom.
Okay.
And that'll be my turn.
Draw. Play another adventure. Hagrid needs help. So this one is you get 1 fewer action on each of your turns until you take 8 damage.
Okay.
What broom did you grab?
Cleansweep 7. And I'll just play it for my action.
Yep.
I guess I'm taking 8. Eight damage.
Mm-hmm. You may draw 3 cards.
I only have 2, so that's fine. And I'm done.
Okay. Does this have a effect when it comes into play? Love? When you play this, I think there was an effect, right?
Yeah,
Did
look
you
at the
screw
top
that up?
4.
Well, then it's relevant because you take the
Yes,
damage, right?
exactly.
Okay.
Oh, wow. Someone's right. You can't choose to take 8 damage. Your opponent takes 8 damage. So if they play this card and they don't deal me damage, I can't...
Really?
No, that can't be right. I think you have to choose.
That's usually how those adventures work.
Your opponent just takes 8 damage to solve.
Yeah. You can always, I think you always have to have the option to be able to choose. Solve
I
the
was playing
thing.
it right. Okay, yeah. I was just like, there's just no way.
Yeah, no, I would agree. All right. Man, I guess we're just going to continue this really annoying train that I also dislike. So Escaping the Dursleys, which is the one I played first, where you can only play lessons for actions, and to solve it, you have to discard your hand.
Okay. Draw. Play a lesson. And I guess I'm discarding my hand. Oh, I have to discard my whole hand or a certain number of cards?
Just discard your hand.
All right, discarding 5 cards.
You may search for any card from your deck and put it in your hand.
Done.
Okay. Draw. Oh, no. Wait. Oh, so that was my turn. Your turn was to play a... Okay, no, you played a lesson. You did... We're fine.
Oh, no, I get to draw a card. Or I could draw a card with my second action.
Correct. You could do that.
I'll do that.
All right. So I'm going to play Hair Care Potion and Colin Creevy.
What does he do again?
I can,
Draw
as
3.
an action, make us both draw 3.
All right.
Yep.
I'll play a match.
Okay.
I'll play an item.
Sure.
I'm done.
Any of those? Someone have?
Lets me get a match back.
Oh, okay. Draw.
So I played a Slytherin Match, which is the one that I think heals 15. Yeah, and then I played this new card, which lets me get a match from my discard pile.
I guess let's just play Hannah and play Peeves. Get them out here.
Okay.
You can actually take a normal turn.
No, I can't. I have no cards.
Well,
so
you're taking 2 actions. Let me
I
put it that way.
cannot take
2
a turn.
actions of your choice.
Go ahead.
Yeah.
And they're not of my choice. It's the only action I can take.
I guess
so.
that's fair.
Again, you're lying. All the lies.
I guess that's fair. Let's have us both draw 3.
Okay.
And I don't want to win on the back of this card again, but I drew it and I feel like I should play the stupid deck.
Yep.
All right.
Done?
Yep.
All right. Draw.
Solve it.
Yep. Mid-air
Nice.
collision.
All right. You may draw 2 cards.
Nope.
I don't feel as bad now.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You can show. That's the card I was searched and showed the stream.
Oh, actually, I cheated. I couldn't play this because I only had 1 action.
Oh.
So totally cheated. I'll just
Yeah, Diaz caught it. You can only
play another character.
Okay.
So next turn I'll do it.
Yeah.
Go ahead. I won't take it back.
All right. I'm gonna Cobbing, deal you 4,
Okay.
deal you 4, and you have to discard 2 cards.
Okay. So 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and I have to discard 2 cards, which I will discard Filch, choose useless, and Escaping the Dursleys. Okay?
Yeah.
That's what I would have done. All right, so I'll use my 2 actions to play the Pep Talk.
Sure.
Now on your turn, you can do the thing.
All right. You done?
Yes.
All
So you're gonna
Yeah, I'm gonna draw.
yeah
I'm gonna reveal.
solve. Yep. Yes. Correct.
I'll play Searching the Snitch.
Okay.
And I'll play Power Play.
Okay.
Deal 7 damage to your opponent. If there's a match in play, I have to have it match in play to play the card. So.
Okay, so deal me 7.
Yep. And that's exactly 15.
Okay, so you're gonna heal 15.
I'm gonna heal 15.
All right. sort through that.
All right, so I'm just gonna heal 15.
Draw. So I'm going to discard a second Seamus and a second Colin to get an extra action.
Mm-hmm.
I have 3 actions available to me. Let's...
$13.
I'm going to use Hannah's ability to discard a Hannah and a Cauldron Cakes to go and get Griphook. Griphook. I think. We'll play Griphook. And then last thing I'm going to do is use an action to have us each draw 3.
Okay. This deck needs a power dive so bad. Or spiral dive, I'm sorry. That's the card I'm looking for. So I have to draw 3 cards.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. It's my turn.
Yes.
All right. 6, 7. If irrelevant at this point.
Oh.
Oh, yeah, sorry guys. Let's play a Hufflepuff match.
Okay.
Let's play power play again. Deal 7 damage.
Okay.
And I'm done.
Okay. Let's just use both my actions for Hagrid needs help.
Okay.
So you get 1 fewer action until you take 8 damage.
Okay. All right. My turn.
Mm-hmm. Actually, I'm gonna use Snape to shuffle some cards in, but then yes, your turn.
Okay. Oh, and I dealt 7 damage. So there should be 7 damage on here. Okay. I'm going to play Cobbing.
Coming.
It deals you 4 damage, and then you just discard a card from your hand.
Okay.
This will complete this match, which will deal you an additional 5 damage. So you're going to take 9 damage.
Okay.
And discard a card.
Yep. Shuffle. Did you solve this?
What is the solving thing?
Take 8.
Unless
Otherwise, you were only taking 1 action.
I only played 1 thing so far.
Okay, so no. And a total of 9, you said?
9.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And a card for my hand?
Mm-hmm. I'll take 8.
You may draw 3 cards.
I will not do that. I will play a Slytherin Match.
Okay.
Be done.
Draw.
So this is the healing one again.
Okay. Let's... How many cards are in your hand?
Why don't I have an action?
You get 1. Oh, you can't play this, right? Oh, no, you can, right? Because you took the 8 damage. Unless, does it see...
Nope, it says you don't get an action even if you solve the adventure.
Ah, okay.
So it's just super bogus of a card.
Fair enough. All right. So let's use Colin to have us each draw 3.
Yep.
Let's use Seamus to discard 2 cards. Get an extra action.
Mm-hmm.
We'll play Madam Pomfrey, whose ability we'll use to heal 12.
She heals 12. Wow. Okay.
Then let's use... I'll do that in a second. Let's use Griphook's ability to make you discard your hand and replace it.
11.
And then I'm going to play a magical mess remover to put these all in my discard pile.
Okay.
So I still need to heal 12, I'm sorry, from Madam Pomfrey. And then those are all of my actions. So we'll heal with her.
Game 3.
Good enough. Mostly just want to heal. I don't know that I care too much about what cards I'm showing. All right.
So it's my turn.
Yes.
All right. We're going to use this. Are we? 6. Can't use that. Actually, we can. We can. No. Cards in hand?
5.
All right. We're going to play Cobbing.
Okay.
Deal you 4 damage and discard a card. We're going to discard Cobbing. Or, I'm sorry, we're going to discard this to get a match.
Okay.
Put it into play.
Yep.
And I'm done.
All right. Draw.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll play Griphook for 1 action. We'll use them.
I'm dead. I have 1 card left.
Peeves. Yep.
Yep. Yeah.
Yeah.
Adventures are brutal. They are so brutal.
Yeah. As you can tell by the sound of our voices, neither of us really particularly like playing this style of deck.
No.
It's clear that it's powerful, though.
It's just not fun. I just have I've never had fun playing it or playing against it.
The thing is, though, it's also
tough.
not our play style.
Yeah.
At all. Like, you and I have similar-ish play styles. This is not, like, I know plenty of people that would like this style of
I have a
deck.
very different play style than you. I like drawing cards, and then I'm playing against a deck where I can't draw cards because I don't want to.
True.
Like, it's complete antithesis.
But I mean, in theory, like with this game, drawing cards does actually physically hurt you.
Yeah.
But
yeah, but this one is this is a rough deck to beat.
Yeah. I'm not gonna lie, I didn't really want it to advance, but it is, and I think I probably made a couple of players, or maybe I could have.
You played pretty good. I definitely made players in that first game quite a bit, but that ended up being the only game I won. So go figure.
Yeah. But it's certainly a very strong deck. Yeah, fun. Bet you can't wait to play it again.
Yeah.
It's okay. I totally see why someone would have submitted this, and I understand why people would find it an interesting style of play because of, I mean, even just the fact that, like I said, it has 0 lessons is actually kind of interesting. You know,
I mean,
it's a little crazy.
The only thing that kept me in the game at all was the fact that when I discarded my hand to defeat the first copy of the Dursley card, I searched for the 10 cost card in my deck so that when you did eventually play a Pep Talk, I had the card, which is just...
Yeah, that makes sense.
Think about such a ridiculous line
just to hold on to it for like the whole game, essentially.
Yeah, a ridiculous line of play to search for a 10 cost card so it can sit in my hand, and then hope that you don't discard it. You don't get my hand up big enough.
Right. Then
discard it and then play the Pep Talk.
Exactly.
Which is just crazy.
True. All right. Well, Snape character.
Yeah.
Maybe adventure control advances.
I don't think this was a bad deck either. I think.
No, I think
I'm starting.
I think it was a typical Quidditch deck.
Yeah, I think I'm starting to think though.
This just has a lot of pressure.
If you're gonna play competitive Quidditch, I think you have to run, at least in your sideboard, you have to run copies of, I think it's called Spiral Dive. There's a card that lets you discard any number of cards in your hand to deal damage. It's a great way to deal with these decks that force you to draw.
Spiral Dive. Yep. Discard any number of cards from your hand to do that much damage to your opponent.
That card would have been so useful. Like, there was times where I'm just jammed up. Like, because I was jammed on actions, there was so many times where it's like, I've got 10, 11 cards in my hand.
And especially in this matchup, where having that many cards in your hand is a detriment.
Well, and exactly. And I couldn't play enough cards out of my hand to ever get down because I was down to 1 action or down to 2 actions. Like, there were multiple times where
Plus, Colin making us both draw 3 helps me fill up your hand so then I can hit you harder.
Right. And then it's like, oh, fill up my hand. Okay, before you get to drop that Griphook, I will gladly ditch like 8 to 10 cards out of my hand.
Totally.
Hold on to the one valuable card and then just deal you a bunch of damage and then be like, okay, make me draw more cards again.
Right. Totally. Because I had to do that. Like, by me playing those cards that were making you discard your hand, those adventures that were making me discard your hand, I had to actually like slow roll and use up actions on Colin to make you draw up again.
Right.
So that Griphook wasn't just a complete waste
Yeah,
of my
I would
time.
definitely play in my sideboard if I was playing Quidditch and I was taking it to a tournament. I would play Spiral Dive. It doesn't seem like a good card, but I think it's a good sideboard card.
Yeah.
I don't know what you guys think.
Yeah, a couple of guys said, yeah, Spiral Dive definitely would be considered for sideboard, if not main. For
Yeah,
Quidditch deck.
I wouldn't even, yeah, because you're playing Searching the Snitch too, so like, I mean, for me, the changes I would make, first of all, I'm playing one more Searching the Snitch.
Right.
There's no way I don't play 4 of a card that lets me get any card in my deck.
True.
Even if it costs me an action.
Yeah.
Because...
Yeah, but sometimes you just need the one thing in your deck to solve a problem. And
right.
like just having an answer to go and get whatever answer you need is very powerful.
The game I won was the game where I searched for the 10-cost card
Multiple
to reveal it.
Yeah, multiple times
that
where
was...
you use that card just to be able to defeat the one of the adventures that was gonna be a problem for you.
And the other thing is, like, I was lucky. What if you were playing like Through the Arch? Where like I can't play spell cards. I would just be also dead to that card as well.
Yeah. Adventures like feel bad to me because, as we've said, they don't let people play the game, which is not too fun to me.
They are. They remind me of the early, like I said, early days of Magic the Gathering prison decks.
Yes.
Like
totally.
The only difference between them and prison decks, though, is in Magic the Gathering, there's always a window. Like, even if someone plays a stasis on you, there is the opportunity to tap mana, play a disenchant, kill it, or counterspell it,
Yeah, there are ways.
I would love to see a card that prevents an adventure from coming into play.
Yeah.
That's a card design I want to see.
Yeah.
Like a card that just prevents an adventure card from being played.
Yeah.
Or another card type that can like destroy an adventure card.
Yeah, I think that would be better.
But
like,
the problem is there's too many adventure cards though, like that say you can't do any actions except this.
Right. Exactly. Yes, there's a lot of lockout adventures.
I would like to see a card that's like reveal this card from your hand and do X, remove an adventure from play.
Yeah, but again, like you'd have to be careful of what kind of card it is because there are so many of the adventure cards.
No, it doesn't cast it. It's just a card that says reveal this card from your hand, do X thing.
Oh, okay.
Remove an adventure from play.
Yeah, maybe.
That's the kind of card I want to see.
Yeah.
That'd
be interesting because it
doesn't
be caught
you're
count
not
as playing a particular kind of card or taking a particular kind of action.
Correct.
It's reveal a specific card from your hand, do some kind of an effect, and maybe it's negative to you because you're getting rid of an adventure.
Or maybe the effect is simply like, you can't use actions this turn.
Right.
It blanks your whole turn, but it gets rid of a thing.
Right. Which some people would gladly take that.
Yeah.
Time walk essentially to be able to get rid of an adventure that's causing tons of problems because not even all decks can deal with a Pep Talk because they might not even have a card in their deck that meets the requirement to solve it. So it can get a little bit nasty. For sure, McGonagall does help against adventures, and so does Filch.
Yep,
but again, there's still just once per use per game, and you have to have it in play.
Yeah, McGonagall only matters if she's your starting wizard because if you play Caught by Snape, Finding the Dursleys, like there's a handful of adventure cards. If you play them, you can't even play McGonagall to get. That's the problem with the adventure cards. There are plenty of cards. There are Apparate. There is the car, the flying car location.
Mm-hmm.
There's tons of cards that will actually get rid of an adventure card.
Yeah.
The only problem is all the adventure cards prevent you from playing the cards that get rid of the adventure cards.
Correct.
All the problem adventure cards.
Yeah, I feel like it was a mistake to have adventure cards say you can only take one of a particular action.
They were just designed badly.
Yeah, it should have been like you can't take 2 different types of actions out of the 5. Not you can only take 1 action out of the 5.
Or one's just like you can't.
So you'd still be able to do 3 of the 5.
Yeah.
But not 5 of the 5 in my example. As opposed to a lot of the adventures only allow you to do 1 of the 5.
Right, like
it's just
through the
very
arch,
punishing.
Through the Arch is really powerful. It just says you can't play spell cards, but at least you could play items and creatures and lessons. You could actually take other actions. You could draw cards. You could do things. So that one feels like, even though it's strong, it feels a little bit more on the fair side.
Yeah.
But the cards like that just.
Like Pep Talk, where you could literally not even have an answer in your whole deck to solve it.
It's literally a one action.
Yeah.
You basically, it kills you because you have to draw a card.
Right.
And you only get one action.
Yeah, and I'm trying to think. I think Escaping the Dursleys was one from this deck where. Of course, I can't freaking find it. 4 of it in this deck. Why can't I find? There it is. Yeah, like you can only play lessons, and then you have to discard your hand.
Yeah.
You know, so it's like, and sometimes you just have to suck it up and do it because you have no choice in the matter. But yeah, it's interesting. Adventures just definitely feel over punishing in this game, and maybe it's just because Wizards of the Coast never had an opportunity to correct it. Because the game just didn't last long enough.
It's really weird too, because this game was meant for little kids, but I feel like we have all of the.
There's a lot of depth of strategy for sure.
There's a lot of depth of strategy, but there's also like a game that was meant for little kids. They really put a lot of get wrecked cards in this game, like
Yeah.
it's really an odd thing.
Yeah, for sure. All right, so we'll flip back to our bracket.
Yep.
Snape advances. So next week we'll have a Sprout deck. That's probably the plant Sprout deck that you guys are talking about.
I thought there was a Sprout deck in here. I was told that the Sprout deck is popular and somebody submitted one and I definitely chose it.
Okay, so the Sprout deck versus Katie Bell. Katie Bell is another Quidditch player, so maybe that's a Quidditchy deck. I don't know, but Katie Bell is one of the Revival skirting witches. So that's cool. I'm glad to see that come into play.
Yeah, actually, we had 16 decks submitted, and I was able to at least choose one deck from each person who submitted a deck.
Correct.
So if you submitted a deck, you at least one of your decks are in here.
Correct.
Some people, I think I chose more than one.
Just because we had to.
Because we had to, and I also was trying to get a variety of different decks. Right. There might be multiple of the same witch or wizard, but it would be like, for instance, like, I think Draco.
Yeah, like there's 2 Dracos, but I think they play very different.
Oh, they were completely different decks. Yeah. I mean, they were both like trying to get items in play, but one was actually trying to get like as many worthless items in play as possible.
Oh, that's right.
So it could play Practical Joke.
Yeah.
And then the other one was like the regular competitive version where it was like trying to play big items and kill you.
Yeah, fair enough. Yeah.
Like we had that, like the one that won the last deck.
Exactly. Yeah. All right. Well, until next week's Magical Monday, we are signing out. Thanks for joining us. Thanks for participating in chat. We always love to see you guys interacting with each other, especially when we can't always look over and because we're in the think tank on our plays over here, so we don't completely botch the decks. But yeah, so thanks for joining us. We'll see you next Magical Monday, and have a great week, everybody.
Yep. Thank you for playing or joining. Sorry.